Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's a really exciting day. Today we're going to be doing our very first modification to the Bison. We're going to be doing the Bulletpoint mounting solution that goes above the radio. I'm really excited to see what this solution provides. I got some pretty cool gadgets and gizmos, so it's going to be really exciting. This is the first product I have used from this company, and then also my first install on this new vehicle. They have some pretty good reviews of their mounting solutions, so I'm really interested to see how smooth the installation is going to go and how everything's going to turn out. So let's see what I ordered from the company. So shipping was really fast. I'm surprised how fast it got here. So let's go through some of the stuff that I got. This is the mount for the DJI for videos. This is another mount for the action camera. This is the power solution that goes onto this, your 12-volt supply. We're gonna hook this straight up to the battery, so I will always have the ability to charge my cameras or phone. This device is meant to mount a radar detector. What I'm going to use this for is to mount my switch panel, my wireless switch panel. So that's going to be interesting. We have another power solution there that's going to connect straight to the battery for right now. And then we have the actual 4-point mounting solution that goes onto the panel. All right, we have your, I want to say these are the short arms, because this is going to come in handy too. We have your MagSafe mount. I have a Samsung 24 Ultra with a MagSafe case on the back. I'm gonna use that as a mounting solution just to see how it sticks, to see how strong these magnets are off-road. So I'm looking forward to that. This is another short arm mount. Nothing below there. And then we have the mount itself. More stickers. These are the instructions. Now let's get to the mount itself. There's nothing else in here. All right. This is a pretty decent size mount, if that does it justice. Bigger than my hand. Something like that. Okay. It also comes with another 4-point ball mounting solution. So right now this will make 3. And then it comes with all the tools you need to install this. Let's go ahead and start getting this thing prepped. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take off this top plate here with these 4 Phillips head screws. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop out the tray behind the screen. Okay, we are now looking down into the tray that's behind the radio. We're gonna take our trim removal tool and start at the corner here and work our way across. See if I can get in there. There it is. And that's it. You can see the 3 clips there that keeps that locked in place, and then these you would line up whenever you put it back in. Now we're going to take out the bolts behind the radio. They do include the winch that is a 7mm and an 8mm. What we're gonna do is just go ahead and use a 7mm ratchet. Alright, and those 2 are out. Next, we're gonna take the larger drill bit and drill holes at the top of these dimples that's on each side of the tray. We drilled our 2 holes. We're going to take the mounting bracket that came with the device, line up those 2 holes, as you can see. I'm going to take the 2 screws that we took out of the rear. Go ahead and put those back in there. We're putting those screws back in there so we make sure that the mount is where we want it to be when we mark the holes for the 2 holes there. What I like to do is take the smaller bit and go ahead and mark those. It will automatically center up your hole and then also act as a drill punch too at the same time. So just be careful whenever you're drilling through these. This is some thin plastic and it doesn't take a lot of pressure. Now that we drilled those 2 holes, we're going to take the bag that has the 3 bolts with the washer and the nylon nut, and we're going to go ahead and feed those through. Plate the insert that we took out, and then nylon nut. We're going to repeat this on the other side as well. These are at 8. So now that our holes are lined up and everything's mounted, since I'm mounting a power solution on top of this, what I'm going to do in order to run the wires is I'm going to drill a hole right here in the middle. And the reason why I'm choosing that location is because the clips are down here, these clips into the sides. If I drill from the back, it might run a risk of resting on the lip. If I drill back here, so what I'm gonna do is drill right in front of this clip, probably right here, and then that'll punch through this little bit right there. All right, let's get to it. All right, we now have our center hole so we can run our wires through. Now, before I mount this back up like it's supposed to go, I want to make sure I know where I'm going to run my wires through before I put it back in there. After some test fitting, I think I got everything where I want it to be. I didn't want these mounts to be as close as they are together, but I had to make room for the 2 power sources here for the DC power source. So this power source is going to run from up top behind the radio. It's going to run through these connectors. I'm going to run some 16 gauge wires. I don't know, probably some 12 gauge wires through the holes here. These wires connect it to this, and then I'll be able to connect this directly to the battery for right now until I get done mounting my switch panel. So if you put a rod down at this angle, it will come out behind your glove box. Let me show you how it comes out behind your glove box. So I just drop my glove box by pinching in the corners, and that's my rod right there. So I'm gonna run my DC power from up there using this rod down here, and then we're gonna cut through the bay and hook it up to the battery since it's on the passenger side. I'm gonna keep feeding that down through there. Gonna click this in. You hear those audible clicks. We're gonna go ahead and, while we're here, we're gonna go ahead and take those OEM screws, go ahead and get those started. We're back on the passenger side here. As you can see, this is where the power is coming down from the panel up top. We're gonna try to find our way into the engine bay through the firewall here. It seems like that there might be something up there, but we'll find something and I'll get back to you. I just took the main wire grommet, took a Phillips head screwdriver, poked it through the top there of that grommet. That way it still has a water seal. It's super clean. You couldn't even tell that I was down here, but the entrance to that grommet, you have to remove the fuse panel right here. There's two little push clips, one here and one back here, and then you also have access to that grommet from the back, and then just use like a coat hanger or something and poke it through and then pull your wires through there. I did have some issues while mounting the bracket back into the factory holes. The 7mm screw that comes out wasn't long enough to mount it back in there with the mount attached. I went to Ace Hardware and got some seat metal screws, and then I took those seat metal screws and then just put them where the OEM screws go.